Hello everybody and welcome back to Mindsight Games. My name is N-Sight and today we are continuing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, I have a bit of a confession. Yes, I did manage to play the game farther in the story. Not on this file, however. I'm using a recording profile for my Switch, and that's what this is being played on, what you guys are going to be seeing. I used my personal profile, which I technically don't want to let you guys know, but it's another file altogether. It has another save file. I've already gotten about halfway through chapter 7 as of recording this part. So I know a lot of the game coming up. That being said, I'm not going to spoil any of it for you until we get to those parts. So don't worry about any spoilers. But I do want to make note that I will be playing most of this from a completionist perspective. I want to get this file as complete as possible, but it will take eons to do so. So don't expect this to be all willy-nilly 100% every single time. This is not the only series I will be doing, so as to keep the content a little a little more spicy. But until those videos are ready to come out, I am going to be focusing on this for the most part. That being said, I do want to note that a lot of the changes to the title screen can be attributed to the story. Where we picked up, immediately after I exited from the screen last time, where it had our save state, I saved immediately. I did not move a pixel. As of this point, that is what this title screen is. Every 15 minutes, I will be saving my recording, bumping out to the title screen, and then coming back in. If there are any changes to the title screens, you will note them, but other than that, we should be good until the end of this continent. So, let us go ahead and continue our journey. And technically, we've got another expansion pass gift. I can't quite get that yet. I know when I'm going to be able to get that, but I can't get that just yet. So, right after... Okay, so I do want to make note. This is right where you'll pop out, right in through here. Once you're finished with... Oh, we can't go through that just yet. Once you're finished getting out of that scene where it changes your character, it lets you know the party has changed, it'll pop you out right here. I saved right here. That's where I saved. Let's go ahead and move on to the next segment.
The boy and his blade, who seemed to be working with them, got away. But we apprehended the girl from the wanted poster along with her blade. The town is once again safe for...
Say, Podrick, do you remember what my orders were?
Sir?
I told you to capture the blade with the emerald core crystal, did I not? Do you recall me ever telling you to capture some little girl with barely a bounty on her head?
But, sir, she's a member of Torna.
I'll say it slowly for you, just so we're clear. Get the blade with the emerald.
Console Doodle, sir.
What?
I'm not exactly sure what color emerald is supposed to be.
Oh, give me strength! It's green, you idiot! Emerald is green! Like this! Green! Get it, ya clod?
Oh, green! I get it now. So, emeralds are green. Huh.
You dunderhead! How many blades do you see with green core crystals? It's patently obvious. How do you mix that blade up with some worthless cat monster?
Actually, sir, technically I believe that's a tiger, rather than a...
Silence!
Console!
What is it? Haven't you heard of knocking?
My apologies, sir. It's just that Lady Morag has...
What?
Special Inquisitor Morag has just arrived from the motherland.
Already?
Her ship has just docked.
This cannot be happening!
You live down here?
This just back door. Front entrance over there.
Makes sense. Whoa! Is that the cloud sea down there? We're so high up.
Nice view, eh? Tora likes to just sit and watch cloud sea sometimes.
You have a wonderful home.
Anyway, Rex.
Rex?
Rex. Tora, explain other reason I help you. You see, Tora always wanted to make driver friends.
Ah, interested in drivers, are you?
But of course. Tora think it's amazing how Driver and Blade join spirits together to make big power. Tora really want to be sidekick of Rex.
You know my name is just Rex, right? One Rex, not two.
What is point?
Well, nothing, I guess. It just sounds a bit different from what I'm used to.
Double name just showed Tora's respect. Respect for great driver. Rex should be proud.
I'm not sure I've earned all that yet. Oh, all right. You can call me Rex if it makes you happy. But instead of all this sidekick stuff, can't we just be friends?
Really? Tora will be friend of Rex? Hooray!
What a funny little guy. Hey, Tora, do you know much about this town?
Huh?
You wouldn't happen to know where the army takes prisoners, would you?
Rex, you're not planning to...
We have to save Nier and Dromark.
I thought you'd say that.
Oh, you talk about Driver and Blade who were with Rex before Tora's daring rescue.
Yeah.
Meh. Tora would have to ask around town for info like that. Before we do anything, time for food! All of today's running around make Tora hungry. Need food to help Rex.
I'm a little peckish too.
Can't we eat later? I want to find Nier and Dromark as soon as possible.
Stomach of Rex tell different story.
I can't help it, can I?
If it's alright with everyone, I could cook something.
Pyra? I didn't know you could cook.
Well, as long as fire is involved, I can do almost anything. Fry, steam, grill, you name it.
Whoa!
If you want ice cream, though, you might have to find someone else.
Well, you can't have everything.
I'm sorry, before we continue the segment, I do like that little jab at the fact that she can't cook ice cream, but really, who's gonna be cooking ice cream out back here? You'd probably get a tub of it and it'd be gone within the next day. But Tora, do you have any ingredients I could work with? Just what in the pantry there. Not much, really. Tora, sorry. Doesn't seem wise to go out and buy more supplies. We'll just have to make do with what we have. Let's see what we've got then. Glitter spuds, sumpkins. I'm hoping that's pumpkins in a sense. Oh, and here's oil, oyster, and a single meaty carrot. And hot oranges too. Ooh, those sound kind of tasty. All foods can be eaten with no cooking. That how Tora usually eats? That's a bit depressing. We aren't much better ourselves, you know. I guess you're right. So what do you think, Pyra? Can you make anything with this? Yes, I think this should be enough. I'll just use the kitchen, okay? Glitter Spud, Sunken, and Hot Orange is all you'll need for the first ingredient. Along with oil, oyster, and a meaty carrot. I completely forgot about that. But now, before we continue with this oh so glaring mark, I do want to point out what we're going to be using for this. Let's go over to Pyra and go to her affinity chart. We're going to be taking use of her cooking skill tree. There are 3 layers to this, and you're going to have to do it a total of 50 times in order to take care of upgrading it all the way. I have yet to do this on my primary profile. As a matter of fact, I have yet to unlock the 2nd rank by 2 uses. Some of these meals can require quite a bit. You can cook the same dish multiple times. You're not going to learn every dish immediately, that sort of thing. But for convenience sake, just come back here whenever you want to do Pyra's cooking, and you can work towards that goal whenever you feel like it. But for now,
I just thought of a great menu idea.
Boom!
Look forward to that later.
Level 1. And a glitter bake is all that it will be. We've already got some of the other ingredients, like meaty carrots, hot oranges, those kind of things. Sunken, glitter spud, and oil oyster. We already had an oil oyster. We will have to go out and get more ingredients now if we want to make any of the other dishes, like a moonbeam salad and a meatball pot-au-feu. But aside from that, I think it's time we go ahead and cook up a glitter bake. A glitter bake. Jeez. I accidentally The G'd. That was so bad. Alright, I accidentally left out the G. Glitter bake.
Oh man, this is delicious.
Oh, yum, yummy. So super very tasty.
Simply exquisite. I haven't eaten this well in 120 years.
Glad you liked it. It seems like I did okay. I was worried I'd have gotten a little rusty over the years.
It didn't taste rusty at all.
But Tora is curious. Pyra is fire-using blade, yes? When Tora broke that water pipe, Pyra could still make fire.
Come to think of it, you're right. That Bridget, the Imperial Blade, she used fire abilities just like Pyra, but the water seemed to douse much of her strength.
So, what are you saying?
This world full of elemental energy called ether, yes? Ether comes in forms like fire, water, and wind. While battling, drivers and blades both draw power from ether. But fire not good with water. Other blade woman got splooshy with water, so fire power's all damp.
But Pyra and I were able to use our powers with no problem.
Indeed. They were unaffected.
Why?
Well, my powers don't come from fire.
Meh? If power's not fire, why look like flames?
That may be a little complicated to explain.
Go on then. Tora like complicated things a lot.
Well, it...
Knock it off, Tora. Can't you see you're making her uncomfortable? Everyone has things they'd rather not talk about. Right?
I'm sorry. I'm sure I'll be able to tell you about it soon enough.
Don't worry about it. Right now, we need to think about how to rescue Nia.
First, we go around town and find all information we can.
Yes, I dare say that we're all wanted criminals by this point. Pyra sticks out like a sore thumb.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, friends. Tora has an idea.
Special Inquisitor Morag! To what do we owe this extreme pleasure? Had we but heard of your Grace's visit, we could have prepared a suitable...
I don't stand on ceremony, Consul. I'd rather you just did your job.
Your Grace? Someone of your standing deserves to be treated as such. You are His Majesty's representative. Please permit us to lay on a meal befitting your Grace. Until then, we would be honored if...
You made impressive time. I wasn't expecting you until tomorrow.
Oh, Lady Bridget!
If we have found the Aegis, then there is no time to waste. But I fear the passage has taken its toll on our engines.
The Aegis? How do you...
Is there a problem, Dougal?
Not at all, Your Grace.
Good. Now, you've captured a driver from Torna. I am going to speak with her.
What? Why do you want...
Dougal. I don't remember asking for your opinion.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you to her right away.
So, you are the Torna ruffian. I must say you look a little different from your poster.
A little different. Whoever drew that should be the one in jail.
Yes, I would be angry too.
You can drop the friendly act.
You won't name your friends?
My friends? I'm not so sure I'd call those trigger-happy Torna goons friends.
I see. I think we have our wires crossed here. I am not talking about Torna.
Huh? You're not?
No, I was referring to your more recent traveling companions. The driver boy and his blade.
Rex and Pyra.
Well, that was easy.
Damn it!
This looks like it could actually work.
Good idea, Tora.
Right! Let's look for Friends of Rex.
Main story quest, The Race to Find Nia. Setting as the active quest, yes indeed. Alright, I'll get to that cutscene, those characters later, what we saw elsewhere, and I'll also be talking about that in the corner, but I want to go ahead and grab this collection. I want to grab this collection point, thank you very much. I don't know why my controller is acting up now during recording of all places. It was working fine for the, like, 3 or 4 hours beforehand. Okay, maybe 5 hours beforehand that I was playing on my other file. So, for the most part, all you're essentially doing is looking around at all of these golden check marks. Okay, white check marks with red boxes around them. And you're going to be talking to these guys pretty quickly. You don't technically need to read all of their stuff, all of their information. You'll be essentially gaining little key charts here, or key items here. They'll go in your item list. Rules of execution. A prisoner of the Imperial Army is to be executed in the coming days. That's all you'll need to glean from that conversation. You can go and read these whenever you want. It's not that big a deal in that regard, but there are a couple of things you need to note on top of that. First off, not all of these will glean one of those. Some of them will, not all of them. For example, Ellis, I believe, is one that will not be giving one of them. I don't think so. Yeah, Ellis will not give you anything in that regard. However, that's not the right direction. Are you all the way at the end of the dock? Where are you? you... Oh, boy. Okay. Pyra... Again, movement AI is weird. It has always been weird in Xenoblade Chronicles games, ever since the first one. It got better in Xenoblade Chronicles X with the Skells, but I might be saving that for another day, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. Regardless, movement AI has never been the best. I don't claim it to be the best, and I don't expect it to be. Sulia, I believe, had something for us. Apparently, whenever a new blade is born... Oh. Really interesting. So I bet a guy who just got scouted to be a driver will have to be there sooner or later. When I want to grow up, I want to visit Indel too. Okay, you don't have information from us. Thank you. Oh boy, okay. Let's go over here to... I want to say Maui, but it's more like Moe. Have you heard anything about Nia, who was captured by the Ardanians? I heard something interesting. Apparently, the Torna member that the Ardanian Empire captured was some Gormati girl called Nia. That name sounds familiar somehow. Didn't the old lord of Eshel a decade or so have... Actually, let's not talk about that. That's not a happy thing to think about. Thanks. Name of a Tornin. Remember this conversation. It hints at something that pops up later, as do a lot of things in this game, and I love it for this. Have you ever heard anything of... Well, finally, I got that landmark. Have you heard anything about a girl called Nia who was... Oh. Don't do that when you've got the hood on, Pyra! You'll burn it! Have you heard anything about a girl called Nia? I don't know anything about that. But the grown-ups sure seem to be talking secret stuff. Apparently there are some kind of dangerous people causing trouble. It's only been 10 years since the war between Moradin and Ure ended. Why would they stir up more trouble? Sounds like a real pain. CN had nothing for us. Abel's Fountain. That's what this landmark was. Alright. I'll be naming landmarks when we come up to them. Did Rexx know? They're recruiting over there for new drivers. Yeah, I saw that earlier when we first arrived in the city. Rexx should try too. Chance of success basically 100%. I'm wanted by the Ardanian Empire right now, remember? It seems like a bad idea to make myself conspicuous. Rexx make good point. Tora was too curious to see what kind of blade Rexx awakened. At any rate, I don't need to awaken a blade, do I? I've already got Pyra. Come now, Rexx. Don't tell me you've thought drivers could only bond with a single blade. What? Is that not right? Is that not right? Not at all. Many drivers have more than one. With Nia gone, we're a bit short on numbers right now. We might not hold up all that well in the fight. Perhaps it would actually be a good idea to get yourself a new blade. A new blade opens up the new possibilities in battle, after all. It would stop you from putting so much strain on Pyra as well. Seems like a good thing all around, if you ask me. Well, if Pyra doesn't mind, I guess it couldn't hurt to try. I don't have any objections. The more the merrier. Then it's settled! Question is, where are we going to get ourselves a core crystal? Now that's one question I can answer. I happen to have one stored away for such an occasion. Where Gramps hide core crystal with such small body? The key to awakening a new blade is to foster a powerful resonance with the driver's spirit. You didn't answer the question at all, Gramps! And I very much would like to know. Focus your whole mind on the core crystal as you touch it, and try to hold a clear picture in your mind of the blade you wish to awaken. Not sure I really understand, but I'll give it a try. I hope you awaken a wonderful blade. Unnamed core crystal! This is our example of a blade core crystal. The unnamed core crystal is scripted in that it will always yield the exact same type of blade. It will always be the exact same element. It will always be the exact same... Well, yeah. Essentially, everyone is going to get this blade in their crew. You're not permitted to essentially release it or say goodbye to it, whatever. They will always remain in your party. As such, it will always be bound to Rexx. Think of this as just like having Pyra with a backup buddy of a different element. I want to resonate with this core crystal. And whenever you resonate, it saves the game.
I think we can create a great bond between us.
Shichisei! In my original file, I got Sakuya. There's a difference between them. Of course, the element and the weapon type will be the same, but the name and the stats associated with them, such as block rate, crit rate, auto attack, physical defense, ether defense, will all be different based on the type, as well as the voice and the type of unit. There are 4 types of units. There are the beast units, similar to Dromark, but they can only be rings. Dromark is the only one who is a unique blade, so far that we know, that can have ring blade weapons. And he's technically tied to Nia. The rest of the weapon types, aside from the Aegis and a couple others down the line, which I will name when they pop up, always have a few unique blades and will always have humanistic characters for the generic weapons. Claws are one such weapon. But the blade I got was a brute. It was one of the 3 other types. The other 2 types are male and female, and we'll get into those when we get there. Rex's ability to resonate with core crystals has been unlocked. You can bond with a blade at any time by going to the main menu, Blades, and Bond Blade. Core crystals aren't much use just lying around, so it can't hurt to resonate with them and see what you get. Also, the higher a driver's luck stat value, the better their chances of awakening certain very special blades. Once you have yourself a new blade, you need to engage it so that it can take part in battle. Add blades to your party in main menu, character setup, engage blades. Up until now, Rex has had to rely on Pyra alone for support in battle, but now you'll be able to engage variety with other blades, and you can perform blade switch by pressing the D-pad buttons corresponding to each blade. Yeah, I know, Pyra, it is kind of difficult to figure it out. In no time at all, a blade who was previously supporting you will retreat, and the new one will take their place on the battlefield. Of course, your weapon will change as well as the arts. Those claws have specific arts for every character. For example, Rex has a healing art associated with them that will drop a health potion, and a couple of other arts as well. Different weapons have different benefits and drawbacks, so use blade switches tactically after considering the situations. That looks like a good one. Nah, fur always stand on end whenever Taurus see driver resonate with crystal. So cool. Hey, don't look at me like that. You're making me feel weird. Well, it looks like we got a new recruit anyway. Let's go and find out what happened to Nia. Rex, not so fast. Huh? What's up? Aren't you going to kit your new blade out? You can tune up the weapon with the core chip from that smithy there. If Rex never used core chip before then, now very good time to start. You can really tell the differences between a driver who uses core chips and one who doesn't. I'm starting to understand. Now for the main topic. That over there is an Aux core shop. I don't suppose you've had a lot of call to go in there before you became a driver. You're right about that. I used to wonder what all that strange gear was for, though. Perhaps we should head over there and give it a try, then. Essentially, auxiliary cores are essentially power-ups, badges for blades. There are different types that boost defense, make it easier to fight certain types of monsters, make accuracy better or worse during day or night, those kind of things. The number of auxiliary cords you can equip to a blade varies from blade to blade. It's usually 1, 2, or 3. Most story blades you'll get 2, some of them you'll only get 1, and rare blades specifically can go from 1 to 3 depending upon which character it is. It's all interesting stuff, of course. Now this is the important part, so listen up. Usually when you get a core, it's an empty state. You won't be able to boost your blade with it while it's empty. All you have to do is take it to these shops, fill it up with the appropriate materials, and it'll be a refurbished, a recharged core. That's all you have to do, essentially. Best not to think about where you stash it. Yes, Tora's right about that. It's not much good without collectibles, though. Here. Deerwood! Exactly what we needed in order to refine the crystals. A critical up gem, and we're gonna go puzzle tree wood. Yeah, we're gonna go puzzle tree wood, and we have to put in 8 materials in total. Wait, what materials do we have to do in total? Deer wood! Okay, I can actually just go all deer wood for this one. Boom! Refine the auxiliary core. Some of them will require specific materials, and some of them will require a category. For example, that one only required a common category. Since you're standing in front of it, you can go ahead and get your auxiliary cores refined. You'll need collectible items to refine them. Some of them will be based on a category, others will be linked, like I already said. You can go to main menu, characters, blade setup, equip auxiliary cores in order to attach them. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Characters, I want to go into Rex, and we want to engage the blade that we just got. I don't want to put it in the first slot because Pyra cannot be switched out. And we've got Shichise.
I'll shine on the front line too.
Exactly, good sir. And now we just back out. We go over to our blade friend. We go to weapon modification, and we don't have anything. We go over to affinity chart, and we don't have anything. But we go over to equip auxiliary cores. Critical up 2. It is the exact same gem you will always have on your comrade. Or excuse me, you will always be given. Pyric has 2 slots on herself, and essentially she's got her own affinity chart as well. Increasing trust on rare blades is harder than increasing it on standard blades, common blades such as Shichise. For example, I have yet to increase Pyra's trust all the way up to the max 10,600 on here. But on my original blade Sakuya, I was able to reach 400 without even trying. That being said, I'm definitely going to keep this blade out in front because I don't want Pyra being out there in the open. She does look kind of cute with the cat hoodie. That being said, there is also one more thing I need to grab. The newbie core crystal set. This is where you can grab them from the season pass. If you did not get the season pass, don't worry. Common core crystals are almost as common as candy on Halloween. Granted, you still have to do the duty of going up to people's houses and getting the candy, but in the same aspect of, essentially you'll have to fight monsters in order to get them. Also, I think our last little bit of information we'll need is from the informant Turui. Have you heard anything about a girl called Nia who was recently captured by the Ardenians? Turuni. Turuni know this, of course, but Turuni is informant by trade. Cannot provide information without proper compensation. Informants! Rumors of a battleship. Let's go ahead and grab that. Once you go and find an informant, buy anything that is available, and you will be able to read it from their menu. A Gormati girl is imprisoned on a Titan battleship. Her identity is unknown. Well, we know her identity is Nia. Thanks much for custom. Side battleship, Gormati girl being held prisoner. Unfortunately, Turuni not yet receive intelligence specifying prisoner name. But rumors say big ship arrived for sole purpose of holding one measly girl. Not quite. People of Gormot getting along quite well with Empire nowadays, so trouble like this not very welcome. That seemed to be opinion of most Torgoth resident. That, about extent of information, Turuni know. Enough to satisfy friends? Thanks. And that's technically our tutorial on getting information and main story quests and informants. We have now completed the main story quest, Race to Find Nia. We have gained experience. But what is this experience in terms of the quest? It doesn't get added to our level immediately. Well, we'll get to that in a moment, but we want to continue the story later in order to do that. However, I believe this is a perfect stopping point for the recording and perfect stopping point for the whole setup. I'm sorry we didn't get into a whole lot of battles today, but we will be getting into them shortly. Thank you all so much for tuning into Mindsight Games. My name is N-Sight, and next time we're going to go over, next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're going to be going over the information back at Tora's house. I'll see you guys then. Bye.